Very good morning, children, to everyone. In this chain of videos, which are based on the chapter Issue of Debentures, in this segment today, we will be doing interest on debentures. As we all know that debentures are a loan form, borrowed form of capital. So, any borrowing you will have to pay a fixed rate of interest, correct? So, all debentures carry a fixed rate of interest, and that we have already seen that we name the debentures as per the rate of interest they carry. So, if at all they are carrying 10% interest, so we name them as 10% debentures. So, you need not be told that okay, these debentures carry 10% interest. It is quite evident from the name that 10% debentures mean that they will earn the debenture holder an interest of 10%. This is an expense for the company, and the company can either pay it yearly or half yearly, and it depends on the companies. It can pay quarterly also. So here the interest might be payable either yearly or half yearly. Usually it is given like that. Now since this is a taxable part of the income, because this is interest income, the debenture holders will not get the whole of the interest. Alright, whatever they are supposed to receive, suppose they are supposed to receive at the rate of 10%, 100 rupees as interest. If the tax rate is say 10%, another 10%, so we will deduct the tax and give them only 90 rupees. Okay, the company has to give the debenture holders 100 rupees as interest, suppose. Okay, and the tax rate is 10% on such interest incomes. Then the company itself has to deduct the tax and then pay the remaining amount to the debenture holders. This is the rule we need to follow. Of course, for the company, this whole thing is the expenditure. Company has to give this 100, right? For the debenture holder, 90 rupees is his income, and this 10 rupees goes to the government. Correct. So, given these, we need to pass the journal entries. Let us have a look at the journal entries. First one, when the interest amount is due to be paid. Right? On whichever date it is due, we need to pass this entry. Interest on debentures account debit, the entire amount, okay? 10% suppose of the entire debenture capital. To debenture holders, the part of it which we need to pay to them, and to TDS payable. TDS is tax deducted at source. What is the source of income? The company. For the debenture holder, they are receiving interest from the company. So, if the company is the source of generation of this income, so this the government has made it mandatory that the company should deduct the tax there itself and then release the remaining part. So, that amount which is tax payable is credited, and that is a liability for me again, which I need to pay to the government. So, this amount and this amount both need to be paid. We will pass separate journal entries for this, although these can be clubbed if they are being paid at the same date, but usually we keep them separate because these might be on different dates. Debenture holders account debit to bank, interest paid, TDS payable to bank, tax paid. Now, every year, at the end of the year, when we make the statement of P&L, we debit it with all the expenses, so we will debit it with debenture interest also. Whether it is said or not, please pass this closing entry for interest on debentures. Statement of P&L account debit to interest on debentures. Whatever you have paid throughout the year or whatever was payable throughout the year. Okay? Because we follow the accrual basis. Now coming to interest accrued and due, and interest accrued but not due. Now all these interest amount payable, say if we have already paid it, it's there in the entry, right? Paid as paid. But if it's not paid, it's due, even then we pass the entry of outstanding interest, yes? So this interest outstanding at the end of the year, which is a liability, where do you show it in the balance sheet? Of course, as a current liability, because you will be paying it in the near future. Okay, so other current liabilities is the subheading where you will show this interest outstanding because sometimes the question might ask you to show, okay, how would you show the relevant items in the balance sheet. तो उसमें पता होना चाहिए कि बैलेंस शीट में liability side में current liabilities is the main heading and under that we have other current liabilities, उसके अंदर में ये amount आ जाएगा, interest accrued and due or interest accrued but not due. So what is the difference between these two? Interest that has to be paid on debentures, see I told you it can be yearly or half yearly or whatever. That is an expense to be paid. We follow the accrual basis. So based on that, whatever is interest payable should be shown as payable, whether paid or not. If you have paid, fine, it doesn't show as a liability. But if you have not paid, it will show as a liability, which will be shown under the liability side of the balance sheet, under current liability and subheading other current liability. Alright, so you should be knowing this also as to where this is placed in the company balance sheet. Now what is interest accrued and due? And interest accrued but not due. Due meaning the due date to pay has come. And not due meaning, okay, accrued but not yet payable. Okay, so when can that happen? Let us see. Interest accrued and due, so of course 31st March is the year ending for all companies. That day we need to close the books and we need to find how much interest is supposed to be paid. Of course. So interest accrued and due. Suppose the interest is supposed to be paid on 30th June and 31st December each year, if half yearly, okay. So 30th June and another 6 months, 31st December, 2 times the company has to pay interest. Suppose the interest amount due for this period ending, this 6 months ending from July to December, is not yet paid. Okay, it's still outstanding. Then it becomes interest accrued, accrued meaning it was payable, and it is due because it is not yet paid. Correct? So this becomes interest accrued and due, both. Fine? But what about this period? Now after 31st December, from 1st Jan to 31st March. Interest is obviously payable for this also, but we have accrued this interest Jan to March. This interest interest expenses of course relating to this 3-month period, which we will have to calculate on 31st March as interest accrued, but it is not due to be paid. Meaning the due date is 30th June. It's not 31st March. Okay. So this distinction has to be made while presenting it in the balance sheet. Okay. So now we go to a sum where we just put in the figures in these simple journal entries. So here's the sum for you. On 1st April 2018, X Limited issued 5,000 7% debentures of 100 each at a discount of 10%. Okay. Interest is payable half yearly, 30th September and 31st March. Pass necessary entries for interest on debentures. TDS applicable is also given to you 10%. Now since TDS is given to me, I will bring into picture the entries related to TDS. But if it is not given, please do not assume any rate. You will just ignore tax. Okay? So the tax account will not appear if it is not given the information. Alright? Now, coming to the discount part of it. Okay? 7% debentures of 100 each. Now, they are being issued at a discount. So, basically, the debentures are worth 5 lakhs. 5,100 debentures. So 5 lakhs is the principal amount, nominal value of debentures. We are issuing at a discount of 10%, meaning basically we are receiving only 4,50,000 from the debenture holders. Now many a times children make this mistake that they take interest on this 4,50,000 because their debentures are being issued at 4,50,000. We haven't received, the company hasn't received 5 lakhs from the debenture holder, so interest is also given on 4,50,000. But that is wrong. You should always charge interest on the nominal value. Discount पे इसलिए मिला है क्योंकि कंपनी ने allow किया है debenture holders को. Why should they get lesser interest? The nominal value of the debentures will be, the amount on which you will charge interest, not the discounted value. और अगर प्रीमियम पे इशू किया है तो प्रीमियम इंक्लूड करके उस वैल्यू पे नहीं मिलेगा इंटरेस्ट. इंटरेस्ट हमेशा नॉमिनल वैल्यू पे मिलेगा. कीप अ नोट ऑफ दैट. ओके. सो फॉर मी फॉर इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेशन, इंटरेस्ट की 7% डिबेंचर्स है. 5 लाख पे 7% डिबेंचर्स की 7%, but that is for the whole year. We are supposed to pay in 2 installments, right? Half year. So 6 by 12 or half of it, right? Basically. So half yearly interest comes to 17,500. तो पहला एंट्री उसी से होगा. इशू का एंट्री नहीं बस सिर्फ इंटरेस्ट का एंट्री बोला है. इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिबेंचर्स फॉर दिस हाफ ईयर मीनिंग ऑन 30th September is 17,500. That is the cost to the company. This 17,000 entirely will not go to debenture holders. ये पूरा इनकम नहीं है उनका. 10% TDS काटेंगे. किसका 10%? 17,500 interest payable on that 10%. So 1,750 is TDS payable. Therefore, how much will go to debenture holders? Remaining 90%, which is 15,750. This minus tax. Interest minus tax payable is going to be given to the debenture holders. Fine. So ये हो गया. इंटरेस्ट देना इतना है. किसको देना है? डिबेंचर होल्डर्स को इतना देना है. टीडीएस गवर्नमेंट को इतना देना है. ठीक है. तो भी देते हैं. डिबेंचर होल्डर्स will get 15,750. So my bank will be credited with 15,750, and then 1,750 is to be paid to the government. Let us pay it. Therefore this liability is gone and बैंक से पैसा गया. Fine. These are the entries on 30th September. यहाँ पे स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पीएल नहीं. स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पीएल कब बनेगा? 31st March. So here only 3 entries. Middle of the year if it is. So only 3 entries. 1 for interest due, and of course if there is tax also. अगर tax नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा? Interest on debenture 17,500 to debenture holders 17,500. If tax is not given to you. And then only 1 entry would have come debenture holders to bank. अब 2 एंट्री है because TDS payable भी है. The same set of entries will be repeated on 31st March. Same thing. Interest on debentures ये भी 6 months का ही है. So the amounts remain the same. Interest, TDS payable, and this is payable to the debenture holders. So TDS payable. Now see, you can do TDS payable first or payment to debenture holders first. That is immaterial. I hope you understand that. Statement of PL to interest on debenture. This is the closing entry for interest. इसमें कितना जाएगा interest? पूरे साल. You paid 17,500 here, 17,500 here. So 35,000. This is to be debited to statement of PL. यहाँ पे भी 17,500 मत कर देना. Okay? Because we have to total up. This I have paid on 30th September and this I am paying on 31st March. So total I have paid 35,000. Clear about this? So therefore, this set of entries again are very simple. Standard procedure है. Interest calculate करना है given date पे और TDS है तो TDS minus करके दे देना है. बस simple है. Keep doing account the simple way with me. Keep watching for more videos. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel without fail. Take care, keep smiling.